This is Terrance of Terrance Hill TV. I want to thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Terrance Hill TV, presented to you by DoubleETV over the digital airways of YouTube. Yes, DoubleETV, epic, elevate the vision. Let's do it.
Well, I hope you are ready for epic elevation. Double E TV.
Say no more, go get the bag, go get the cake, go get the cheese, and say no more. Say no more, say no more, say no more. Say no more. What's going on, y'all? This is Terrance. I want to welcome you to this live episode of Terrance Hill TV, presented to you by DoubleETV over the digital airways of YouTube. We're here to talk about Nas and DJ Premier's upcoming album. It's been announced. It's called Light Years. It's going to be dropping on December 12th. And definitely a big salute to Nas and Mass Appeal. What they've done this year has been nothing less than stellar and incredible. 7 iconic albums. Started off with Slick Rick's album, Victory, which I still listen to that album. I really enjoy Victory by Slick Rick. Then we got The Emperor's New Clothes with Raekwon. Then it was Supreme Clientele 2 by Ghostface Killer. Then on October 10th, we got Infinite by Mobb Deep. It was so classic just to hear, Prodigy again over the production of Havoc and The Alchemist. And then on Halloween, October 31st, we got Big L's album, Harlem's Finest, Return of the King. And I still have not got a chance. I've been so busy with school. I graduate in a couple weeks. But I say probably tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to get into that De La Soul album. They just dropped an album called Cabin in the Sky. And then, of course, December 12th, we're getting Nas and Premier. And, for those of us who love Nas and have listened to Nas since he came out, we've always craved and always desired to get a Nas and DJ Premier album. It's just never happened. And I'm so happy to get it. I remember, what was it? Premier album might still happen. That was on one of the King's Disease albums, but he talked about, the Premier album might happen, and now we're getting it. And I read somewhere that Nas had a dream. It was his dream before he hung up the mic was to do an entire album with Premier, and he also wanted to do an entire album with Dr. Dre. So we're getting half of that dream fulfilled, on December 12th. So I'm hoping, next year, maybe him and Dre can get in the studio because, with the casino and some of the other, business ventures that Nas has been doing, if you look, a lot of times when Nas has been doing stuff, Dr. Dre has been popping up. So that would be nice to get that album with Nas and Dre because they have great chemistry as well. But I mean, some of the iconic, songs from Premier and Nas over the years, of course, New York State of Mind. New York State of Mind 2 is, I love that one as well. Nas is like, I Gave You Power, was a Memory Lane, Second Childhood off of Stillmatic, Represent. What was this other one? Come Get Me off Nostradamus, Beat Breaks. And really, Define My Name, if you listen to that one, Nas was dropping some stuff on there, man. Lyric wise, I wish Define My Name would have got like some more, just more attention than it got because I thought it was a good kind of appetizer of what they can do. Once they kind of lock into the studio, and of course, I always crave to get one more album by him and Hit Boy because they did the song 1-800 Nas and Hit, and he said on that song, "Let us know we want us to run it back." So obviously, to get another project with Nas and Hit Boy would be incredible as well, especially now considering that Hit Boy is kind of got freed up from his label, just deal that he signed when he was a young man, and now he's kind of got that freedom to have more control of his music and his publishing and all that. So that's iconic to get. salute the Hit Boy, by the way. That album with him and the Alchemist, Goldfish, incredible project. So yeah, man, I can't wait to see this. Again, the announcement came to get this album, and it's going to be dropping on December 12th. What's been let me know in the live chat, what have been some of your, favorite, joints by Nas and Premier over the years? But also, I would love to hear you guys, with this Legend Has It series, what have been some of the standout albums in your opinion? I really love, honestly, I like all of them. Like I say, Slick Rick's album is incredible. I like Infinite, man. Infinite's got some joints on there. That Mobb Deep album, just to get the collaboration of production from Havoc and the Alchemist is crazy. Supreme Clientele 2, a lot of good joints on there as well. I think my favorite song off there is the one with him and Method Man called You My Friend. Fire song, man. And then, also he rapped on a lot of, classic beats. Ghostface Killer, I'm speaking of. Raekwon, obviously, his pen game is crazy. Emperor's New Clothes is a good project. Big L, to get those verses from him. So, so far, this, I know Nas is going to, close it with something iconic with him and Premier. So, and who knows, I haven't heard any talks about it, but I hope this thing can even go over to next year, that we get a whole new, plethora of albums from Mass Appeal. A lot of people have craved the Nas and AZ album. That would be incredible as well. But yeah, I would love to get that, man, a Nas and Dr. Dre album. But definitely we're going to sit on this one for a while when it comes out in a couple weeks. I know Nas is going to go out on the road. He always, tours when he drops an album. But yeah, man, I'm very, excited about, everything that Mass Appeal is doing. I would say, for what Nas has done since King's Disease, we've never seen this before in hip hop. I mean, just a guy this late in his career, to put out these amount of quality albums. There are some people throughout their career don't even put out these amount of quality albums throughout an entire career, yet alone to do all this in a 4-year span has just been crazy. I think my favorite of the entire King's Disease and Magic series, I'm gonna say KD3. I think KD3 is my favorite, even though I love KD2 a lot. Obviously, the first Magic is incredible. I would say a classic. So I'm going KD3. I'm going KD2, Magic. Then I would probably say King's Disease, Magic 2, and then Magic 3. As far as the the two trilogies go. But even prior to that, I thought Lost Tapes 2 had a lot of good joints on there. Some people didn't give Nasir, all his credit, but I really like Nasir. That that Adam and Eve joint is crazy. Cop Shot the Kid, the opening album, the opening song with Diddy. I forgot the name of that one, but yeah, incredible, man. Nas's body of work is crazy. And one album by Nas that I think is really slept on. I mean, if you're a Nas fan, you really know it, but Distant Relatives with Damian Marley, I would love to get a part 2 of that, man. That's one of my favorite albums. Not only that, I've seen Nas in concert, I want to say 6 times. And the first time he was, pretty good, but he got better every time I saw him. But ever since he did his show with Damian Marley, it just took his touring and him what he does on stage to a whole nother level, because Damien was bringing it and that energy was in the room. It was like a spiritual concert. If you went to it, a lot of ganja was being smoked in there. But ever since then, he's just taken off, and his show has just gotten so much better. I got a chance to see him with, was it Erykah Badu? in State Farm Arena in Atlanta. I saw him in Tennessee, Nashville, performing with the Nashville Symphony. So yeah, I've got a chance to see Nas, 6 times. I've got a chance to, every album he's ever put out, I have. And him, Nas, and Eminem are my 2 favorite rappers. I love both guys, and salute, man, salute to both of them, especially Nas since '94. This is crazy, man. He's still going. He is still going. Guys like him, Snoop, LL. You can put Eminem in there. A lot of people just to have this span of a career of talking like 30 years. And then you start looking at people like Ghostface, what Wu-Tang has done over the years as well, just to be, this far in the game. Because, Nas and Premier, they don't have to do this album. Their legacies are already cemented in hip hop, but they're doing it for the love. Obviously, with the way streaming is, nobody's doing this stuff for money. They're doing it for the love and for the passion of hip hop. And salute to Premier as well, man. The joint album he just did with Ransom, some good joints on there, man. And so I'm always excited to see Premier doing what he's doing because, Gangstar, I don't think Gangstar gets enough love, man. We talk about Mobb Deep, we talk about De La, we talk about Tribe, rightfully so. All these are iconic groups. We just celebrated Outkast going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But I think Gangstar, man, what Guru was able to do is just incredible. And salute also the Daz and Corrupt. I think Dog Pound is one of my favorite, hip hop groups as well. So let me know your anticipation in the comment section. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what Nas is going to do. I can't wait for the visuals to start coming out. And I'm sure we're going to get a track list here in a couple days as well. But I had to hop on the microphone to talk about this particular project that's coming out. Again, salute to Nasir. All right, before we get out of here, those who want to follow me on other social media sites, you go to Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, X, formerly known as Twitter, and TikTok, all at I'm in the Hills. IMINTHAHILLZ. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to support the show, you can support with the super chat. You can also donate via Cash App or Venmo, both to I'm in the Hills, IMINTHAHILLZ, or you can donate via PayPal. You can send something to DoubleETV. Please check out my website, www.double-E, that's with 2 E's, doubleetv.com. That stands for Epic Elevate the Vision. And also check out my music website, www.inthehills.net. Speaking of music, I do have new music that is on the way, so be on the lookout for that. I got a lot of music I'm sitting on. I got other music that's being mixed and mastered. I'm always, recording. So I do have a new project that's coming very, very soon. Check out the community section at your earliest convenience where you guys can vote. Let your voices and opinions be heard. Looking at live chat, there's a link pinned to our merch. Please order some merch today and support the channel. If you're a Prince fan, go to Facebook, type in Purple Nation. I'm the page administrator. Over 17,000 people. We celebrate the life and legacy of Prince. All right, every Friday, we do a weekly top 10 countdown. Love for you guys to tune in and check that out. And again, those of you who want to donate to our efforts, the Cash App and Venmo are both I'm in the Hills, and the PayPal is WTV101. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as well to be notified whenever new content is uploaded. We'd love to have you guys be a part of the page and channel. All right, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What is your anticipation for this new Nas and Premier project, and what are some of your favorite Nas and Premier collaborations over the years? I would love to hear you guys' opinions on that. All right, I really, really appreciate you guys for tuning in, rocking with the page. Please check out, looking at live chat, there's a link pinned to our weekly top 10 countdown. You can check out some of those episodes. I did a reaction to Nas and De La Soul's Run It Back. And I also reacted to Chance the Rapper and Vic Mensa's song called Back on the Go. So please check that out as well. I would love to, get your feedback on those 2 videos. I really appreciate it. And guess what? That's that.
And why mess up a good thing? And that's that.
I'm so high with no edibles. You ask how does it feel? It's incredible. And now I'm standing on my pedestal. Y'all got no morals, y'all unethical. I'm so high with no edibles. You ask how does it feel? It's incredible. And now I'm standing on my pedestal. Y'all got no morals, y'all unethical. I got a baby face, call it